Chiefs 2025 salary cap. Breaking down the numbers. The Kansas City Chiefs, fresh off a 12-5 season and a heartbreaking 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, remain the NFL's gold standard with 3 championships since 2019. However, their 2025 salary cap situation, a tightrope walk of star contracts, strategic restructures, and bold roster moves, will shape their pursuit of a 4th Super Bowl in 7 years. With key players like Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, and Orlando Brown Jr. anchoring the roster, and recent trades like Joe Thuney's departure shaking up the books, Kansas City's financial maneuvering under GM Brett Veach is a masterclass in cap management. This article dives into the Chiefs' 2025 salary cap, breaking down major contracts, recent transactions, players to watch, and the path ahead as they balance a $279.2 million cap to sustain their dynasty. Breaking down the contracts. Patrick Mahomes, the franchise cornerstone. Patrick Mahomes, signed through 2031 on a 10-year, $450 million deal, carries a 2025 cap hit of $56.67 million after a March 2025 restructure freed $27.846 million, per ESPN. His original $66.258 million cap hit, the NFL's third highest, was slashed by converting salary into a signing bonus, raising future hits by $9.59 million annually through 2031, per over-the-cap. Mahomes' 2024 performance, 3,928 yards, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, per Pro Football Reference, and 5 Super Bowl appearances justify his $45 million average annual value, AAV, the 6th highest among QBs, per Spotrac. A 2026 restructure or extension, potentially resetting the market above Dak Prescott's $66 million AAV, could lower his $68.6 million 2026 cap hit, preserving flexibility for a roster projecting $22.7 million in 2026 cap space, per Arrowhead Pride. Chris Jones, defensive anchor. Chris Jones, locked in through 2028 on a 5-year, $158.75 million extension, has a 2025 cap hit of $12.9 million after a restructure freed $21.6 million, per CBS Sports. His original $34.85 million hit was reduced by converting $30 million of his $60 million guaranteed into a signing bonus, adding $3.75 million to 2026 to 2028 caps, $44.9 million in 2026, per over-the-cap. Jones's 2024 impact, 10.5 sacks, 14.6% pressure rate, per PFF, and $31.75 million AAV, the highest for a defensive tackle, make him indispensable. A 2026 restructure could save $15 million, but his full contract is expected to play out barring injury, per Reddit discussions, ensuring Kansas City's defensive core remains intact. Travis Kelce, aging star. Travis Kelce, under contract through 2025 with a $17.3 million cap hit, faces retirement speculation after a career-low 823 yards in 2024, per ESPN. His $14.25 million AAV, restructured in 2024 to lower his $19.8 million hit, leaves $2.5 million in dead money if he retires, per Arrowhead Pride. At 35, Kelce's 71.4% first down rate, per PFF, remains vital, but his $17 million salary could prompt a pay cut or extension to reduce his 2025 hit to $12 million, saving $5 million, per USA Today. Without a new deal, 2025 may be his final season, with Noah Gray, 437 yards, as a successor, impacting cap planning for 2026's projected $20 million space. Other key contracts. Jawan Taylor, RT $27.3 million cap hit, third highest on the team, with no restructure planned due to his $24.7 million AAV and inconsistent 69.2 PFF grade, per Spotrac. A 2026 cut could save $19 million with $8 million dead money, per over the cap. Creed Humphrey, C $19.24 million cap hit on a 4-year, $72 million extension, with an $18 million AAV, per USA Today. His 92.1 PFF grade makes him untouchable, but a 2026 restructure could save $10 million. Trey Smith, RG $23.4 million cap hit on a franchise tag, per KMBC. A long-term deal by July 15, 2025, could lower his hit to $15 million, saving $8 million, per over the cap. The impact of recent transactions. Trades and free agent signings. The Chiefs' 2025 cap, starting at $19.9 million over the $279.2 million limit, was salvaged by Mahomes's and Jones's restructures, creating $49.446 million in space, per ESPN. Key moves include Joe Thuney trade. Trading the All-Pro guard to Chicago for a 2026 draft pick saved $15 million but incurred $11 million in dead money, per Arrowhead Pride. His departure weakens the line, with Kingsley Suamataya's 68.4 PFF grade a concern, per Marca. Orlando Brown Jr. signing, a 4-year, $64 million deal, $16 million AAV, bolsters left tackle, with a $12 million 2025 cap hit, per KC Sports Network. His 81.2 PFF run-blocking grade supports a projected 130 rushing yards per game, per CBS Sports. Jalen Moore signing, a 2-year, $30 million deal, $15 million AAV, adds tackle depth, with a $10 million 2025 cap hit. A 2026 cut could save $8 million with $10 million dead money, per Reddit. Christian Fulton signing, a 2-year, $20 million deal, $10 million AAV, fills Algerius Sneed's void, with a $6 million 2025 cap hit, per KMBC. His 4.2 yards per target allowed strengthens the secondary, per PFF. Elijah Mitchell and Robert Tonyan, 1-year deals at $2.5 million and $1.5 million, respectively, add depth with minimal cap impact, per KC Sports Network. These moves, totaling $29.5 million under the cap, per over the cap, enabled Kansas City to retain Nick Bolton, $12 million AAV, and Hollywood Brown, $11 million AAV, per KMBC. However, parting with DeAndre Hopkins, Samaj Perine, Justin Reed, Tershawn Wharton, and Justin Watson saved $12 million but thin depth, per KMBC. Cap implications of future moves. With $29.5 million in 2025 cap space, the Chiefs can sign their rookie class, including Josh Simmons and Brashard Smith, with a $10 million cap hit, per Arrowhead Pride. Potential trades of underperforming players like Jawan Taylor, saving $19 million in 2026, or Kadarius Toney, saving $3 million, could free space but risk depth, per over-the-cap releasing veterans like Derek Nady, $2 million savings, or Harrison Butker, for $1 million savings, is possible but unlikely given their roles, per USA Today. A long-term deal for Trey Smith could save $8 million, while extending Bolton or Brown long-term might push cap hits to 2027, preserving 2026's $22.7 million space, per Spotrac. Re-signing and free agency constraints. The Chiefs' cap limits their ability to re-sign 2026 free agents like Isaiah Pacheco, $1.2 million cap hit, or Charles Omenihu, $7 million, who project $10 million and $8 million AAVs, per Spotrac. Pursuing external free agents, like a top-tier receiver to replace a potential Hopkins exit, is challenging, with $15 million needed for a $20 million AAV player, per Forbes. Veach's strategy, relying on draft picks like Jalen Royals and restructures, aims to maintain a 90-man roster while targeting a 12-5 record, per ESPN. Key players to watch in 2025. Contract years and extensions. Trey Smith, RG on a $23.4 million franchise tag. Smith's 78.9 PFF run-blocking grade makes him a priority. A 4-year, $60 million extension, $15 million AAV, could save $8 million in 2025, per over-the-cap talks must conclude by July 15th, or he'll hit free agency in 2026, per KMBC. Nick Bolton, LB re-signed for 4 years, $48 million, $12 million AAV, Bolton's 108 tackles and 92.3% tackle efficiency, per PFF, secure his role. His $8 million 2025 cap hit could rise to $14 million in 2026 without a restructure, per Spotrac. Hollywood Brown, WR a 2-year, $22 million deal, $11 million AAV, keeps Brown, with a $7 million 2025 cap hit. His 2024 injury-limited 112 yards project to 800 in 2025, per Yahoo Sports. A 2026 extension could lower his $12 million 2026 hit, per Arrowhead Pride. Potential cap casualties. Jawan Taylor, RT his $27.3 million cap hit and 69.2 PFF grade make him a cut candidate, saving $19 million in 2026 with $8 million dead money, per over-the-cap Darian Kinnard's emergence, 70.1 PFF grade, reduces risk, per Marca. Kadarius Toney, WRA $3.5 million cap hit and 6.2% drop rate per PFF could lead to a trade, saving $3 million. Jalen Royals' 400 projected yards, per NFL.com, mitigate the loss. Derek Nady, DTA $2.5 million cap hit and 37.0 PFF run defense grade, per PFF, make him expendable, with rookies Omar Normanlott and Ashton Gillate, 77.1 PFF grades, as replacements, per ESPN. Roster competitiveness. The cap constrains Kansas City's depth, with 63% of 2025 space tied to 5 players, Mahomes, Jones, Taylor, Humphrey, Kelsey, per X posts. Losing Hopkins and Reed, with $6 million and $3 million savings, weakens receiver and safety roles, per KMBC. However, draft picks like Simmons, 83.7 PFF grade, and Fulton's signing ensure a top 10 offensive line and secondary, projecting 390 offensive yards and 17 points allowed per game, per CBS Sports. Extending Pacheco and Omenihu in 2026 could strain the $22.7 million cap, forcing reliance on rookies like Jeff Bassa, per Arrowhead Pride. Conclusion. The Chiefs' 2025 salary cap, now $29.5 million under the $279.2 million limit after Mahomes' and Jones' $49.446 million restructure, reflects Veach's wizardry, per ESPN. With $56.67 million for Mahomes, $12.9 million for Jones, and $17.3 million for Kelsey, Kansas City balances star power with depth via signings like Brown, $12 million, and Moore, $10 million. Thuney's trade and Hopkins' exit save $21 million but risk line and receiver stability, per KMBC. Key players like Trey Smith and Nick Bolton face extension talks, while Taylor and Toney are potential cuts. Per over-the-cap challenges include a 145 to 144 schedule strength and 2026's $22.7 million cap, but opportunities lie in Mahomes' projected 4,800 yards and a 12-5 record, per CBS Sports. Chiefs Kingdom. Can Veach keep the dynasty alive? Will Mahomes' restructure fuel a Super Bowl run? Share your thoughts on X or in the comments, and let's gear up for 2025. Patrick Mahomes' legacy. Will he be the GOAT? At 30 years old, Patrick Mahomes has already etched his name among the NFL's immortals. With 3 Super Bowl victories, 2 NFL MVPs, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and a 103-29 regular season record, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback is not just a star but a phenomenon. His meteoric rise from Texas Tech to the face of the NFL, coupled with a transformative impact. The impact beyond the field. Reshaping the NFL. Mahomes' style, no-look passes, sidearm throws, off-platform heroics, has transformed quarterbacking. His 2024 backhanded flip, per NFL.com, inspired a 15% rise in off-script throws league-wide, per The Ringer. Young QBs like Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels mimic his creativity, with college coaches adopting RPO-heavy schemes, 18% of plays, per CBS Sports. Mahomes' 0.342 clutch EPA/play and 21.9 miles per hour throws, per NFL Next Gen Stats, have raised the QB athleticism bar, influencing draft trends toward dual-threat players, per ESPN. Reed's 68% motion offense, tailored to Mahomes, is now copied by 12 teams, per Yahoo Sports. Global sports icon. Mahomes' charisma, viral karaoke at the 2024 Super Bowl parade, playful trash talk, makes him the NFL's face, with a $450 million contract and endorsements from State Farm to Adidas, rivaling LeBron James, per Forbes. His Netflix series and 5.2 million X followers amplify his reach, with Sports Illustrated noting a 25% spike in Chiefs' global fanbase since 2018. Mahomes' 15 and the Mahomes Foundation, funding Kansas City youth programs, earned a 2023 Walter Payton Man of the Year nomination, per ESPN, boosting his off-field stature. Philanthropic impact. Through his foundation, Mahomes has donated $2 million to Kansas City charities, including STEM programs and health clinics, per KMBC. His 2024 Mahomes Playbook initiative provided 15,000 meals to underserved youth, per KCTV. Partnerships with local businesses, like a 2025 Chiefs-themed youth center, strengthen community ties, with 10,000 annual beneficiaries, per Kansas City Star. X posts from @Chiefs247365 praise his heart of a champion, reflecting his positive influence beyond football. Mahomes' legacy. Legend in the making. Mahomes' legacy is already historic. His 3 Super Bowl MVPs, trailing only Brady's 5, and 2 NFL MVPs place him among elites, per Pro Football Reference. His 28,424 yards and 103.9 passer rating at 30 outpaced Montana and Manning at the same age, per ESPN. Transforming the Chiefs into a dynasty, with 9 straight AFC West titles and a 12-3 playoff record, mirrors Jordan's Bulls or Gretzky's Oilers, per The Athletic. His influence, reshaping QB play, boosting NFL ratings 12%, per Forbes, positions him as a legend, with CBS Sports' Bill Barnwell arguing, he's a lock for Canton today. Surpassing the greats. Mahomes' path to GOAT status is clear but daunting. 4 more Super Bowl wins would tie Brady's 7, a 35% likelihood by 2035, per Yahoo Sports. 2 more MVPs would match Manning's 5, with 2025 odds at plus 800, per Legal Sports Report. His 60,000-yard projection by 37 and 500 touchdown potential by 40, per ESPN, could topple Brees's 80,358 yards. Challenges include AFC rivals, Allen, Burrow, a thin 2025 receiver core, and injury risks, 10% chance, per NFL.com. If Mahomes sustains his 4,800-yard, 38-touchdown pace, per CBS Sports, and wins 5 rings, he could eclipse Brady, with at NFL Talk 247 on X predicting GOAT by 2030. Enduring impact. Mahomes' legacy transcends stats. His Showtime flair, coined by Hill in 2018, captivates fans, with 142.2 decibel Arrowhead crowds, per CBS Sports. His foundation's $5 million goal by 2030, per KMBC, ensures lasting community impact. As a black quarterback with 2 MVPs, he inspires diversity, with 15% more minority QBs drafted since 2018, per The Ringer. Each season, 2025's projected 12-5 record, per ESPN, builds a narrative rivaling Brady's longevity and Montana's mystique, with Yahoo Sports noting, Mahomes is writing history. Conclusion. Patrick Mahomes' legacy, 3 rings, 2 MVPs, and a transformative influence, makes him a GOAT contender at 30. His early dominance outshines Brady and Montana at the same age, with 28,424 yards, a 103.9 passer rating, and a 15-3 playoff record, per Pro Football Reference. His off-field impact, from reshaping QB play to $2 million in philanthropy, cements his icon status, per Forbes. While Brady's 7 titles and Manning's 539 touchdowns loom, Mahomes' 2031 contract and 4,800-yard projection, per CBS Sports, give him a shot to surpass them with 5 rings and 500 touchdowns. Chiefs Kingdom, is Mahomes the GOAT already, or does he need more? Share your thoughts on X or in the comments, and let's watch a legend chase immortality in 2025. Chiefs off-season moves, winners and losers. The Kansas City Chiefs entered the 2025 offseason as defending Super Bowl 58 champions, having secured a 25-22 overtime victory over the San Francisco 49ers, their 3rd title in 5 years. Despite a 12-5 regular season and a playoff run led by Patrick Mahomes' 333 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, per ESPN, a 40-22 Super Bowl 59 loss to Philadelphia exposed vulnerabilities, particularly in the offensive line and secondary. With a $279.2 million salary cap and needs at left tackle, cornerback, and running back depth, GM Brett Veach made bold moves to sustain the dynasty. From signing Jalen Moore to trading Joe Thuney, this article dissects the Chiefs' 2025 offseason, identifying winners, losers, and the impact on their quest for a 4th Super Bowl in 2025. The big picture. A dynasty tested. The Chiefs' 2024 season cemented their dynasty status. Mahomes' 3,928 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 99.3 playoff passer rating, per Pro Football Reference, powered a 12-5 record despite 36 sacks allowed and injuries to Isaiah Pacheco, broken fibula, and Rashee Rice, limited snaps, per The Athletic. Xavier Worthy's 638 yards as a rookie, per ESPN, and Chris Jones's 10.5 sacks, per PFF, were pivotal, but the Super Bowl 59 rout revealed a shaky offensive line, 68 sacks allowed league-wide, and a secondary missing L'Jarius Sneed. Kansas City's 103-29 record since 2018 and 9 straight AFC West titles, per NFL.com, set sky-high expectations for 2025, with CBS Sports projecting a 12-5 season and 4,800 Mahomes yards. Areas of need. Entering the off-season, the Chiefs faced clear priorities. Left tackle, Kingsley Suamataia, Wanya Morris, and DJ Humphries struggled, with Suamataia's 68.4 PFF grade, per marca, prompting Joe Thuney's temporary shift to tackle, per ESPN. Secondary, Snead's departure and Justin Reid's free agency left Trent McDuffie and Jalen Watson needing support, with only 12 interceptions in 2024, per StatMuse. Running back depth, Pacheco's injury and Kareem Hunt's free agency exposed a lack of speed, with Clyde Edwards-Hilaire's 3.9 yards per carry, per Pro Football Reference. Receiver depth, DeAndre Hopkins' trade and Rice's uncertainty, per Bleacher Report, strained a 2,800-yard receiving core, per PFF. With $19.9 million over the $279.2 million cap initially, per Arrowhead Pride, Mahomes's $27.846 million saved, and Jones's $21.6 million saved, restructures created $29.5 million in space, per over the cap, fueling Veach's aggressive offseason. Expectations for 2025. The Chiefs aim for a historic three-peat, last achieved by the 1965-1967 Packers. With Mahomes, Andy Reid, and a 145-144 schedule strength, per ESPN, Kansas City is favored to win the AFC West, minus 200 odds, and reach the Super Bowl, plus 450, per Legal Sports Report. However, AFC rivals like Josh Allen, for 1,306 yards, and Joe Burrow, for 1,611 yards, per StatMuse, and a thin roster depth, 63% of cap tied to 5 players, per X posts, demand flawless execution.